Welcome to another episode of the Part My Back Show. It's me, your host, Sebastian West. Follow me on Instagram at _Sebastian West, where you check out my artwork and all of its splendor. Now, if you don't like it when I'm kicking, like when I'm spitting, just know when you're tuned to this, the cloth is different. Now, the Part My Back Show is just me talking about movies, just a bozo with a camera. I'm the most biased and sometimes non-biased when it comes to movie reviews. Okay, you got it. It's been a doozy this year. I've been scrambling like 2 eggs on Sunday morning, trying to find good movies to watch, especially in domestic. They're not dropping heat. Lo and behold, I had to go all the way across the water to Europe and find the decent film to watch. And that film would be Run, Boy, Run. Now it has 2 different titles. That's one of them. Another one is Escape from Warsaw, and the foreign title, which I'm not going to try to pronounce because I don't want to mess it up. Alright? Run, Boy, Run is based on a true story of a Jewish kid living as a Polish kid during the time that the Nazis was ruling. First scene, it's dramatic. He's in the winter. He's scratching to survive. He builds his little tent out of twigs and still in boots, still in coats. Like, my man is struggling. Like, he's struggling out here. That's the opening scene, which captivated me. Because I don't like it wasn't a slow burn. Sometimes I do, I don't know. Right now, slow burns is not what I want to watch at the moment. I kind of want more of a fast-paced film due to, I guess, it being so trash this year, man. When I compile the end of the year, my end of the year movie review, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. It's rough. Now, opposed to the filth list, it's going to be easy. There's a lot of filth out here. A lot of filth. But let's get back into Run, Boy, Run, all right? Film starts off, kid running in the woods, like I mentioned before. This certain lieutenant is on his heels, if I'm not mistaken, due to him capturing the kid. The kid escaped, and they start airing him out. Start trying to smoke him. Kid gets away. He meets a group of kids that's living in the forest just like him. That was short-lived. They end up scattering. And he was the only one left in the woods all over again. He thought he had somebody, right? He thought he had a team. Next thing you know, that team was dismantled. He was left alone once again. He stumbles upon his village, and his dad told him, this is your name. Don't forget that you're Jewish, but you got to be Polish now to survive, all right? So this is your name, okay? Stumbles upon his village, meets I think a Polish woman. She welcomes him in, and they proceed from there. He develops a bond with her. She develops a bond with him due to her kids are missing, if I'm not mistaken, and her husband is missing. So she missed the company, right? Innocent young kid. He slept for like 3 days, if I'm not mistaken. The man was done. He was done. She helps him out. But then the Nazis came through to her crib. She hit him in like the basement within the basement. She hit him. So she told him, you gotta go. It's getting hot. I know I told you can stay, but you gotta go. You try to find your way. And if all else fails, come back here. You're welcome to come back here, but for right now it's too hot. You gotta go. So he leaves. My man's just going from like village to village trying to find a safe haven. He had his little spiel that he would say to the people, so show them that I mean no harm. He's getting denied, meets another Polish family. They take him in. He had this story about his family being killed, and they felt sorry for him, of course. An 8-year-old kid, out here living alone. So they take him in. He's working on this farm, this ranch or something like that. Things are going smooth. He has his horse tilling the land, the hay. He wasn't paying attention. Hand gets caught in this little contraption, crushes his hand, and they try to save his hand. Ends up amputated. Ends up cutting his hand. He went to this hospital, and this certain particular, I think, what was he? Not German. He was Polish. He wouldn't operate on him. He wouldn't do it. His hand was decaying. He wouldn't operate on him. Another guy stepped up to the table, was like, "Yo, what are you doing? What if this was, your son and whatnot? You wouldn't want to, you wouldn't. If you don't amputate him, he's gonna die. And then the blood's gonna be on your hands." So he ends up helping the kid out, amputating him. When the kid woke up, he was distraught. Of course, don't have, cut my man limb off. You know what I'm saying? He's on a run already. Then you cut my man limb off. Like, things can't catch a break. My man couldn't catch a break. Meanwhile, homeboy is still on his heels. The lieutenant is still on his heels. Makes his way back to the lady, that said okay, because he had to go. It got hot. Well, this general was on his heels through the whole film. So every village he would go to, homeboy would follow him and end up knowing that he was there. Like, he would go to village on his heels. So he makes his way to the woman's house again that he was saved prior. So he makes his way to his house. Now things have gotten worse. They show up. They burn the joint. They're like, all right, you're not going to bring him out, so we're going to burn every last house in here to get this Jewish kid. They leave. Everything's in peril. He ends up surviving in this, she had some sort of, like a case. Like some sort of like a chest. Like a chest that, even though the house burned, he still survived. Opened up, homeboy was okay. They said, enough is enough, you gotta go. You gotta go. He ends up going to this Polish family. Afar, everything was cool. Nobody was worried about him anymore. He was living a life with this family and their family. He was living a life. It was cool now. Like, things had quieted down. I think the war was over. Yeah, the war was over. Everything was kosher. Guy pulls up to the crib with some paper, said, "Come on, it's time to be out, fam." He declined. Do a little hissy fit. He's like, "No, I'm serious. I know you Jewish. I'm Jewish. Like, we good now. You don't have nothing to worry about. You don't have to tell me that little spiel. It's over. Things are cool. Things are kosher. Let's go with me. Kosher, right? Jewish, kosher. Yeah. So let's go with me." He went with him. At first, he was a little apprehensive. He tried to run. He tackled him. He showed him, "Listen, fam, like, no, I'm really Jewish. You're going to be okay. Things are right." So he went back home. Went back to his homeland. Started reminiscing. Missing his family, his mom Dukes, Pop Dukes, and it showed how his dad died. At the end of the film, his dad sacrificed his life to save him. And in the end, he did end up living he ended up getting married, having kids, the whole shebang. It's based on a true story. So you get to see, they showed him in his older age, like at the end of the film, it showed it. I like these sort of historical films. I'm more attracted to that than what's being made in the domestic right now. I am. I mean, I do like Bullets and Gunsmoke, don't get it twisted, but I like historical films like this one. It's a learning lesson for me. I mean, I am learning about these things, so yes. But go check out Boy, Run Boy. It's a good flick. 7.5 out of 10. Sebastian Soderbergh, easily 7.5 out of 10. Slow run is better than no run. Let all things be done decently and in order. If you don't like my reviews, cut me some slack, and if that ain't good enough, pardon my back. Tune in for the next episode of the Pardon My Back Show. It's me, your host, Sebastian West, signing out. Take care. Salute.